my Stephen Ma on this podcast. First time guest. I'm super excited to have him tell everybody about his entrepreneur journey. This will be a little bit different kind of a pod. And Stephen lives in Dallas, Texas. I'm here in Orange County. Obviously, we met up a couple of times at shows. I even visited him in Dallas when I was there. But special thankful to have Stephen on my podcast. And first and foremost, happy Chinese New Year.
Thank you, Tim.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, happy
Stephen,
Chinese New Year to you.
Stephen, I know we share a same kind of immigrant background. My family is from China. I think yours is as well. Uh, it takes a lot, right, for somebody to pick up their lives, move to a complete different part of the world. Maybe we can start there. Like, who is Stephen? Why this journey to the east, to the west, whatever? Tell me more about. Let the audience know about more about you and what you're up to, and all the business that you're involved in.
Sure, sure. So it's kind of interesting that you brought up the idea of how difficult or how interesting the life of immigrants in this country, right? Like why I studied here. So I came here to for my undergrad because I actually studied abroad since high school uh, for a very simple purpose. I love talking and I love talking during classes. So we all knew like it was nearly impossible back in my home country to talk during the classroom. You have to raise your hand and ask for
Right,
opportunity.
very
And
humble.
yeah, and I was sort of like
You're a
penalized
little
for that.
troublemaker.
Right. And my parents were always called to my teachers say, hey, Stephen was talking too much. Like he was disturbing others, and I was like, no. I was trying to give my opinion because I was thinking, and I was right. So I want to exchange my ideas to see what makes sense, what doesn't make sense to me. So that's basically the idea. So I left the country, asked for my dad, I said, hey, I'll be able to get me out and try
Wow.
something different, right? So I left, and obviously the first 6 months abroad that was in Singapore was difficult because I didn't speak English very well. I probably only know like maybe 500 vocabularies at most or 1,000, right? And then I had to pick up everything from scratch. So, but that 3 years over there actually taught me a lot to be
Right.
independent because I didn't have any family or friends there, right?
This is like
And then
late 90s, early 2000s. When was this Singapore?
yeah, I left China when I was 15, so that was 2005.
Okay, got it. Right. Wow.
Yeah, yeah, and then
Nobody's
yeah,
counting.
because I love like or like cars,
Yeah.
automobiles a lot. So I said, hey, I probably wanted to do mechanical engineering, and then I was like looking at countries on the entire world map. I said, hey, should I go to Europe or should I go to America? Then I figured, okay, I don't want to learn another language, basically. I'm just gonna
Mhm.
go to America.
So,
So yeah, I went to those like trade show for universities that they're recruiting international students, and I say, hey, I'm just gonna go
just
somewhere in America, and
right.
then I picked North Carolina because I think their tuition for international students at that time was not that expensive compared to other schools that I applied to
Really?
or I got accepted into.
Right.
So I'm like, I'm just gonna go there. And then
What?
my
Wait, North
first
Carolina, University of North Carolina,
no,
UNC,
NC State, NC
NC
State.
State. Perfect.
Yeah,
Great.
NC State.
Yeah. And study
And
mechanical engineering, right? Continue on
yeah,
with that.
I studied mechanical engineering for the first a year and a half. Then what happened was I had to move between different campuses for different classes,
Okay.
and that's when life got a little bit difficult because I had to rush. I had to rush
One
quite
from
a
one
bit to
side
take.
of the campus to
Right,
another. Right.
right. And then I was expressed sort of like expressed that frustration with one of my dorm mates' mother. I said, God, like because I'm still like a sophomore, I don't have priority when I was trying to select for classes. I always had like the worst session, and then back to back 20 minutes break. You have to ride a bus to another campus. I'm like, this is she used to work for SAS, and she is like a very important person in my life, by the way. And she said,
She
hey,
always
Steven,
worked for SAS.
yeah,
SAS.
yeah,
Okay.
she worked for SAS, yeah.
We'll come back to that. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, and she says, Steve, have you thought about doing statistics? It's a great program because SAS was funded as is the and I say, yeah, why not? Because like
Yeah.
essentially it's math, right?
That's right.
We're all pretty good at math, at least
Not
not bad
me,
at math,
but go ahead. Yeah.
right? I said, yeah, I will do that. So I took it. So I was pretty happy because now all the classes were consolidated in one building. I didn't really care if it rains or
Right.
shines out there, right? Right. So
Sure.
it's really good. And then she helped me got my first internship, SS, and everything. And the life was good because at that time I realized, okay, everything is gonna happen around data, around analysis. And then I went to grad school at Michigan State for business analytics, and I started my career at Toys R Us, and then moved along to different companies, ended at consumer lending and doing collection strategy, underwriting, right? And those were all fun. And the last job I held was at a tech company called Super. I
Super.
was, hi- yeah, I was hired to build their cashbacks program, basically. It was fun because it was the first time I was handed with a opportunity to build something from scratch.
Got it.
And I built so much network. I met so many great people from that. And from that point, I actually realized I'm not going back to big company. No,
Interesting. When did
right.
this happen? Like about 10 years ago? 2010?
No, no, I joined Super at 2022.
Oh my gosh. So the
Yeah.
light bulb switched in your head recently, 3, 4 years ago. It's
No,
like,
no, actually no. So because when I before that I was working at Think Finance, but
oh, okay. Yeah, that's right.
yeah, like maybe like a decade after you left. And before that, I was actually on a very smaller team at Union Bank. Union Bank like helping them with their credit card portfolio. It was a smaller team. So I think
Union Bank,
from
Think
the
Finance,
yeah.
Super, kind of just like, you know what? I can move fast. I can move faster.
The two person I actually cherish the most. The first one is Rick. You know Rick. He is like next door
Yep.
to you, right?
Yep.
Another one is the co-founder Henry Shi. Both I learned both a lot from them. Rick was one of the best, I would say, managers I've had.
Yep.
Super supportive.
Well,
He's
give
like
him a shout
Steven,
out. Rick who? From where?
Rick Galasieski, I think.
Yeah.
Right. And he's like, Steven, go do it. This is the resource I will give it to you. This is what you need. This is what you
Okay.
asked for. I will give it to you, and go do it. And I think I didn't disappoint him. So, and Henry was the guy who actually taught me how to move fast,
Okay.
right? How to move fast. So I say, okay, cool.
Met Henry a couple of times. Super smart guy.
Yeah, super smart guy, very fast, right?
Yes.
And then I think all the teammates I worked with, great guys. I think they are all very considerate, and I still carry the relationship with them, the friendship with them. We talk on WhatsApp all the time. Very collaborative. I think I actually for the 2 years I stayed at Super, I did not deal with any politics, at least not that I'm aware of, right? I learned a lot. I
Built
think
for building.
I built a successful program. I made a lifelong relationships with them. I left with a lot of good lessons, I would say. And then what happened was, uh, like my departure was simply because I got bored.
You're ready.
because
You're ready to do something.
right. Because they were like, oh, we were still debating internally if we want to do another lending program or not. And I'm like, I'm ready. This thing is stabilized pretty much. Like I'm ready. So I decided to say, hey, I made some calls to some friends in my network,
Yeah.
and a guy who could help me get my lending license like here, and I finally
Okay.
obtained
So
it.
you're venturing into
Yeah.
sort of personal loans,
Yeah.
right? Personal finance. Okay.
Yeah, personal finance. So what I've trying to build here was I'm trying to build a portfolio in the non-prime space to gather some data, and then slowly I want to lower the pricing on the loans to make it more affordable to the customers. That's it. Because I don't have any VC fund or anything. I'm not doing anything crazy. It's all bootstrapped. So yeah, I have to take it slowly and steady, basically.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that transition, let's push on that transition a little bit, right? So, I jumped back into entrepreneurship about 10 years ago with four kids in tow, wife, a bunch of bills I got to pay. So does everybody else. You talked about that journey from working small teams, be able to build something off of your own independently, right? And you finally made that leap of faith. Talk to me about that day, that week. I'm sure you talked to your spouse as well, right? What is that conversation like in your head or maybe verbally? Tell me about that moment that you made that decision to say, I'm just going to fly out there on my own. No, there's no backup.
I think when I started working like for different companies, right? Every company has taught me one thing: do the right thing. However, along the way, I think I've also learned a bunch of lessons. Like in a corporate world, sometimes you don't do the right thing. You do something that probably makes it more for your boss or for the management team,
Wow. Yeah.
but it probably didn't feel like very right to you, right? So there was one moment, there were actually a couple of times I think in my career, I think, am I actually doing something meaningful, or doing the right thing? I don't think so. So I talked to my wife, when I was ready. I said, hey, I'm gonna lose this lucrative, steady check,
Yes. Yeah.
like very soon,
Yeah.
right? I say, hey, I'm gonna quit and go on my own. And she's like, yeah, if you're happy, go do it. And by the way, need to highlight my wife. She's the one who's paying the mortgage.
Well, you got to
Yeah,
think all of
that's
that.
very that's very big, right? On my part. So
So
yeah,
she was very
I thought,
supportive. She was very supportive. Hey, you got his energy, the itch. Go and do it. She wants your happiness above all, right? Not just a simple.
yeah, and the plus, like she knows that I work actually very hard. I work probably more than 10 hours a day, but not like in a straight block. And plus, like we had a newborn baby, so she was like, yeah, because working for yourself offers a lot of flexibility. If you want to take your boy take our son to swimming class, go for it. Take an hour break and have fun with him and come back, right?
Okay.
And I think she also realized I'm uh, better at building close relationships when I work in a smaller team. I telling you, I think I've made m more good friends since I started working for myself or the startup than I've made in my entire life. Like previously. Right. Like right now, honestly, I think I have more people that can literally just pick up the phone call and say, hey, dude, I need some help there. Can you tell me how I can handle this situation? Or if you don't know, can you introduce somebody that can help me on that? If I have a team like you, are one of the greatest resource
Yeah. Call me
that
anytime.
yeah,
Sure.
and there are a lot of people like I'm truly grateful for. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. I mean, as soon as you jump into the entrepreneurship, you all of a sudden find a bunch of other people doing the same thing. It's like, wow, you guys are all
Yeah.
doing this during the
Right.
regular 8 to 5 hours. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Eight
Right.
from eight to
Right.
five. That's crazy interesting.
Right.
You and I are both, business owners now. There's good days and there's all bad days. How do you handle that stress, Stephen? And I talk to a lot of my students about this, about mental health it's a lonely job. Although you can pick up the phone and call a bunch of people, but
Right.
you are the only decision maker,
Right.
for a lot of major decisions. And how do you combat that loneliness, mental health? Am I making the right decision for myself, for my legacy, for my teammates, for the coworkers? How do you deal with that? Uh,
Um,
you know,
so yes, I'm the only owner of my company, but I do have very trustworthy employees that that they will have my back when I'm gone. And I talk to them more often than I
talk to
think.
your wife. Be careful now. So sure, but yeah,
No, no, because sometimes when things come up, I will ask them for opinion because I always think everybody has their limits, right? Like I say, hey, I've known so much, but you are looking at this one from a different perspective. Just tell me if I'm doing it right or wrong. So the employees that I cherish the most on my team are the two who can tell me or who have the guts to tell me, hey, boss, I don't think this is making sense. This is what I think. Well, but it's up to you if you want to take it or not.
got
So
it.
I always like whenever I hire somebody, I say there are the two things I care. One is what I learned from Rick. Rick again, hi.
Rick.
You can make a mistake, just don't make the same mistake twice.
Okay,
Okay,
that's a good
this is
adage.
what Rick told me. And the second thing is I say, hey, you need to uh come and work with me, not for me. You can bring objections, and I'm not gonna take it personal and say, hey, you are just making it difficult for me. No, I want like a different perspectives. So yeah, I talk to my employees. I'm trying not to bring the stress back to my life because my wife also has a stressful job as well. And oftentimes I want to handle most of stuff like internally, and I think that's part of the growth I will have to take anyway. So, right,
Sometimes we can't say things that we want to say to anybody, right? Maybe you
right,
could,
right,
find a friend or something like that to cry on each other's
right,
shoulders.
right.
Good.
And sometimes I would just mute myself and start cursing in the room for maybe like 5 minutes. Let it go.
Whatever helps, right? Scream into a
Yeah,
pillow or something like that. But
yeah, yeah,
it is a tough journey. But I guess on the other side, at the end of the day, in the month, end of the week, you see things done, right? You see products being created, service. Your clients are happy, right? Because they got
yeah.
certain things from you. That's satisfying beyond anything, I guess, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. I think my like 90% of my time is trying to make my team happy and make my clients happy. Every time when somebody pays off a loan, I ask my team, say, hey, go get some feedbacks from them. I said that's the most important thing, right? What do they want? What are they looking for from us? Are they happy? Not happy? If they're not happy, why not? Right? Then we can improve all from that. That's
Right.
all it matters to me.
Right.
At the end of the day, I'm not doing rocket science here. I'm just trying to help people.
Right. You're right. You're
Right, right,
absolutely right. Somebody's in the bind. You got a product and service that they need, right? Can we deliver that at the right time? Can we make
right,
sure to improve as many people as possible, given other
right.
parameters? That's a good feeling, right? If you think about what you're doing in terms of, I'm passionate about it, I'm helping people. If they're mad, it's probably I didn't do something to give it the right amount, at the right time, fast enough, whatever it might be. Or they may be in the bind. Hey, could you delay my next payment for a little bit, right? Just help me out a little bit. So that's satisfying. Wow. So speaking of team, when you get to 300, 3,000, if that's what your thing, Are you are you thinking about sort of learning, evolving yourself to a complete different kind of executive once you have, like you say, 30, 300, 3,000 people, hopefully in a short amount of time? Any anxiety there, Stephen, as an entrepreneur?
I've never had a team that big. Like I don't even have like a 30-person team, right? I don't want to have a 30
Okay.
per person team. I'm happy with where I am right now. Like literally, I'm also learning how to use AI to empower them to make them more
Okay.
efficient.
Right.
I don't plan to keep adding people on my team as my business grows. No, that's not my intention because something I learned at Super. the cost of communication is going to grow exponentially every time you add one extra person on your existing team.
That's
And
right.
I don't want to take that,
That's right. I
right?
just give a talk at UCI Irvine here, and raising money from investors. And my second slide is basically, what is your exit strategy? Are you going to build a bootstrapped lifestyle business, no shame in that, or a VC-backed super growth billion-dollar exit, right? Sounds like you made your choice, Stephen, right? Keep the team small, reduce the, like you said, the cost of communication. That's actually really important. That's a great point, and just kind of grow and using tools to give efficiency,
Yes,
right?
yes. My
There you go. Right, right, right. You're right. It's not, like you said, it's not rocket science, right? But there's a lots of hand-to-hand combat with your customers, right? Answering a question, maybe have the agent do some rudimentary work of forgiving a payment, push the payment out a little bit, right? These are all things that you've heard enough, that data has shown enough that you can actually just make these decisions. Because 80% of the time you're going to do that anyway. That's smart. What are some of the tools that you like the most right now? I know you've been doing a lot of research. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Right. Yeah. Well, this is I learned. I mean, I thought I know you. We're friends, but I learned a lot from this talk, from China to Singapore to the United States, UNC, how your roommate's mother sort of changed your career trajectory. Uh, it's very serendipitous. And back to where she worked at SAS. SAS is a big company, right, in that neck of the woods, and they develop a lot of tools that bank uses for analytics, right? That's one of the old guards of statistical analysis applications. And then fast forward to your career, through going through all of these big banks, smaller lenders, consumer finance companies, and all the way leading up to you're doing this on your own. uh, it's inspiring for me, and also how you think about the world as well, how you think about your coworkers, how you think about what your what your company needs to be, right? Billion-dollar exit or whatever that's comfortable, and how you handle stress or internalize some of these decisions you got to make, and your friend circle, all that stuff, really rounds it out. I think that's a good template for anybody else listening to this call that wants to do something on their own. That's a really good template, Stephen. Well, hopefully I'll see you at some of these shows. Please enjoy it. I know you got a new baby, right? But thank you for spending, God, 30 minutes with me today. Um, how do people? Yeah, no problem. Are you on LinkedIn? Are you on social media, Stephen? Okay, we draw a little. Yeah, yeah. Okay, glad you liked it. Yeah, we have to thank our illustrator. All right, well, thank you for joining our new season, episode three, Stephen. And we'll get this process out and posted, and hopefully we'll help you to make some more friends. How about that? Okay, great, great. I will link your contact information in our posting. This is all ready to go. Okay, all right.